All right, let's do this. Last one of the year.
But have you noticed that the best food you have to eat with your hands?
Yes.
Pizza, hamburgers,
That's true.
I think.
But you don't have
Hot
to,
dogs.
You don't have to open up the pizza and
Yeah. No, but I
That's-
mean the best food, it seems like, is usually the messiest too.
yeah. We saw
All
some.
those
we saw-
vegans out there would disagree, but that's fine. They're
We
vegans.
saw some documentary from. What country was it? Where they're building the line, the big building in the desert. In the middle of the desert.
in
Saudi. I think it's Saudi Arabia, right?
they're building up the yes.
The futuristic cities they're building,
Yes,
the line and all that.
That's right. And then
And
we
then
saw
this
the
guy
guys
went
in the
around
deserts.
in the desert, and they cooked food right there in the desert. Looked so delicious.
They were like traveling family, weren't they? They put the tents up and
Yes.
stuff, and it all looked very high end. It wasn't like they were they
No.
were dressed nice. The food looked really good. They had goat and stuff like that a lot. And they
Goat,
all
camel.
just ate with their hands.
Yeah, that's
Did
what I
they
was
eat
thinking.
camel?
Yeah, they
I thought
camel
they were
meat.
riding the camels.
No, they ate. Yeah, riding and eating.
Damn. Okay. I knew it was goats for sure.
Yeah,
But that was
anyway,
some
that food when they
weird-
were sitting down and like eating
looked
with their
really
hands, that looked so
really good.
And they were
Same
like,
with Ethiopian food. That's some of the best food I ever had.
really?
I got invited to a restaurant for Ethiopian food, and of course, as a joke in your mind, you're like, "But they're starving in Ethiopia, right? Like, what is their cuisine?" Man, dude, probably some of the best food I ever had.
I would never have guessed.
Exactly, I was astonished, and a lot of that there's like a bread that you eat it with your hands.
Yeah,
Nice, dude. The restaurant was nice, and the food was so good.
I like Indian food.
No,
No,
I can't do it. Sorry, I'm not trying to like be difficult. I don't like it. So I've never been a big fan of it. Maybe I just never had it right. It's just like curry chicken is pretty good,
yeah,
stuff like that. But like actual Indian food, it just doesn't do anything for me.
yeah, I guess.
Sorry.
Asian food, it's good.
Yeah.
Like Viet Thai, stuff like that.
in Thai, in Mutala.
Viet Thai, Vietnam,
Yeah,
Thailand,
yeah, man.
food
It's
from
too
there.
funny.
That's good. Fried rice and stuff.
Yeah.
That I like.
Well, I'm definitely glad Christmas went well for you.
Yeah, Christmas was good.
Yeah,
we had
it was
a
chill.
blast.
It was chill.
We had a blast, and also we watched 2 Lord of the Rings extended version movies, which is we started too soon. We should have turned them on all the way in the morning, because then we would have finished all 3.
Bro, I was cooking a turkey.
Yeah, but you were in and out.
Yeah,
from-
but I
it's not like you
I
haven't
was in
seen
the
it before.
mode. I was in the mode, man.
Yeah,
I wanted to see him.
we're watching the 3rd one tonight, because we need to finish it before I forget what happened in the first 2, because I haven't seen them before. First time.
That's too funny.
So that was fun. That's a Christmas movie. When you watch it, it feels like a Christmas movie.
We talked about Christmas movies.
Yeah.
I didn't watch any.
None?
I watched Home Alone and walked out halfway through it. I had other shit to do. This was not a movie, Christmassy movie. I'm stuttering today for some reason. Maybe I'm
Yeah.
having a stroke.
Yeah, maybe.
It wasn't Christmassy at all. I watched that movie, half of it.
Is it because you're here? You don't feel
No,
the
I just think I
Christmas
had
feel?
shit to do. I had stuff going on. I was just trying to stay focused, and I was wanting to get the turkey, so that's why Christmas Day, we were like, we'll
Yeah.
watch those. But
I watched
yeah,
Red One, and that's
that
that was like
not
a new Christmas
I
movie.
fell asleep watching that with you, remember?
Yeah, that was
And
kind of
I
fun.
woke up and you were like, dude, it was great. I'm like, all right. And then I tried it and turned it off.
Yeah, no, that was kind of fun. But
Yeah, because I put it on for a couple of minutes and I didn't like it.
I watched half of Nightmare Before Christmas, and that's about it.
Tim Burton.
Yeah.
That's too funny.
So what are you looking forward to in 2025, bro? You ready for this?
January is going to be very interesting. I'm going to leave it at that.
For sure.
Good stuff, though, but very interesting. Family comes next week, which will be nice. That's pretty interesting. See how that goes.
It'll be a full house.
Yeah, for a little while anyway. And
Forever.
then, I don't know, dude. Kind of just taking it in stride.
I'm looking forward to all the innovations that's coming. Like where technology is going. Like every year it feels like it's ramping up so much. So I'm looking forward to what AI is going to do next year, where quantum computing is going next
iPhone.
year. iPhone, I don't give a shit about. We talked about this. And that one I'm looking forward to. Like every year now it seems like we're getting closer and closer to immersion with the technology. Like it's getting closer to
You
closer.
really
to
have a thing
in
for
us.
this.
Yeah. 2 new cool studies I saw about AI. Have you ever heard about dead internet?
No.
So dead internet is basically, you know how you go on YouTube and sometimes you come on a video, it's a weird voice, like showing something, like something about an animal, or whatever. Say they're doing a video about a crocodile and it's a weird voice talking about it.
You mean like an AI voice?
That's an AI-made video.
Yeah.
So AI making a bunch of videos, and only AI is watching those videos.
But that was a thing for a while.
Yeah, so
Remember?
AI is making them, AI is watching them. So AI thinks people are like watching them, so they're making more and more videos. And the same goes with articles. So
you're saying
basically
AI
making articles for AI to read. So it's like dead internet. No one is using it except AI.
So you're saying there's AIs out there with their own YouTube channel?
Yeah.
And they're making videos themselves and posting it?
Yeah, they're just pushing out videos. And only AI is watching it.
But who's making the videos?
AI.
So you're saying they're going into YouTube Studio and making videos and posting them?
Yeah.
That's creepy if that's true.
And also articles. Like weird
the articles I'm getting at, but I'm saying, you understand what I'm saying? There's a process to put a video up.
Not really.
Okay. That's
not-
kind of weird, man.
Of course
Are
it's
you
weird.
sure?
It's dead internet. You should look it up. It's cool.
Because for a while, that was like the thing to be doing. Everyone was like, oh, you can just use an AI voice and you can just, I don't need that again. I do not need that again. You can just make a faceless video, use AI to make the photos, use AI to do the voices, and then YouTube started catching it.
Yeah.
And YouTube was like, you got to kind of bring that down a little bit because people are getting paid and monetized off of it so fast. And then I thought that was kind of cut off now, but now you're saying they've got a whole new...
Yeah, that we don't see because it's not for us. It's for AI. Like only AI is watching it.
So it's like the dark web?
Only AI is making it. Yeah, the dead internet, they're calling it.
That's kind of creepy.
That's so weird.
So maybe they're talking about how to take us over and we're not seeing it.
I don't think...
Maybe they're saying step by step how to take over the human race, and because it's not on our radar, we're just...
I think they
out there
said
watching.
something like 80% of like traffic online is AI. So the majority of viewers online is AI. Just AI watching stuff.
Watching our stuff or just other
Clicking
AI
stuff.
stuff? What?
Like if you get likes...
I have questions, dude, as you
if
can tell. I'm
if
getting
you have-
nervous
If you
now.
have likes on an Instagram post, you can usually see some weird accounts. That's usually AI.
I thought that was the Russians messing with us.
AI bots.
So the Russian bots are actually AI bots?
I don't think it's only
Because the
Russian.
Russians got something to go on with Instagram, you know. So it's like, oh, those are the Russians.
You always blame Russians. You're so American. Those commies.
It's the Russians and the Chinese, man. That's just the way it is. That's terrible.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
So that's one weird thing I heard about AI. The second one is
Yeah.
they're very close to figuring out AI for us to be able to speak with our cats and dogs. So we will be able...
You have too much time on your hands.
No, we will be able to speak with our dog and like ask him, what do you want? And he can, through an AI ship, tell us what he wants.
Did you ever see okay. Do you know those there are little buttons on the floor, and if you push them, they'll say hungry, walk, outside, cry, sad. Have you ever seen those kind of buttons on the floor? So they've given them to dogs and stuff, and a dog will walk up and be like, outside. So the
Really?
lady lets him out, right? And supposedly some dog, you can Google this. It's got to be on YouTube. It was all over the place a while back. Some dog is kind of aware of himself now, and he's depressed. Because he's like, why am I here, sort of a thing.
Really?
Asking questions on the... You've never seen those? They're buttons, and whenever you push them, they say a different word.
How?
And you can actually make a sentence. And they've taught... I guess they used them for kids at a younger age or something. I'm not sure of that. But there was a dog, and it would be like outside, food, walk,
Why am I here?
Play ball, like stuff like that. And it was something like, why am I here? Like the dog is all fucked up in the head now because he's like aware of who he is, and he's
I didn't
like
think
emotionally like, you know. Isn't that kind of funny? It's sad, but it's funny.
well, they're not treating that wrong.
Your boys on Ninjas or Butterflies have definitely touched on it. They've had to.
Yeah, but
They have had to.
they're not treating that dog right.
No, I saw the video.
Must be assholes.
Beautiful house. Dog was like, no. He's just,
He's just questioning shit.
yeah, he's starting to put shit
Like, why
together.
is the moon there?
Yeah, and then he,
Look at all those stars.
It
Who are
wasn't
we?
that. It was just like he had,
Because my idea of dogs was always they're always in the moment. Like they don't think about the past.
well,
they
that's
don't think about
probably
the
why
future.
he's so depressed. Now he may have a counselor. I don't know who he's talking to. He's probably got a,
He's on BetterHelp. The
yeah, he's
app.
probably got a mortgage and three
Yeah,
ex-wives, and
therapist.
he's just stressing drinking. You know,
Yeah.
before he just lay on the couch and lick his balls. Now he's wondering, why do I lay on the couch all day? Who am I?
Whoa, that's
It's
good.
levels. It's levels.
That's gonna be.
And
good.
I'm not joking. This is not bullshit. This is not bro science. Because I was like, that's interesting, and I
That's-
just kept going.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't think that was even possible.
So I don't know where he's at now because this must have been like a year ago.
But that should be the first dog that put this AI chip in, so he can talk, so he can explain why he's depressed.
Yeah, but maybe it's a better relationship the way it is because it's all emotion, right? It's all looking at each other's eyes, and the dog feels what you want, and he has cues. Maybe there's more of a connection there. But then when you start to do that, if I don't want to talk to you, man, you're boring. He might think.
You will
Maybe
hear
he's,
it all
well, what
night.
if he's smarter than you, which could be realistic, hanging out with us two? What
Yeah.
if you're like, man, my dog is that? He starts dropping deep knowledge on you. You're like, yeah, we're going back to the vet. Take the chip out. You
Yeah.
know, it's not going to work.
Trying to drop in deep knowledge on
He's
God.
like, yeah. He's sitting on the couch. He's like, yeah. Do you really want to order that from Amazon? That's a lot of money. It's like, go play. You know, he's trying to help you budget your money. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that could
it's
backfire.
a little bro. It's a little
I
bro
don't
in the
know,
house.
man. I don't know,
It's another
dude.
voice in the house.
That you don't need.
Yeah.
I think it's that silence there and looking at each other in the eyes and just there's like emotional connection with a pet. I don't know. I mean, could you imagine a cat? Oh my God, the attitude you'd be getting wouldn't be everything you say. They just look at you like, oh, this guy.
That'd be so
Yeah,
bitch.
you know?
That would be so bitch.
You know, maybe the dog would be stressing you out, like, "Hey, man, let's go do this." It's like, "Yo, bro, like, get off the coke." Like,
Yeah,
he's just
that would be like a kid on
It's
coke.
like, yeah, like a Henry Hill, like just stressed out, right?
Yeah.
Like just 24/7, eyes the size of dinner plates. But the cat would just be grading and judging your every movement,
Yeah.
making you feel like shit.
You're really gonna do that again?
Wow,
Huh?
you're wearing that out again.
Oh, you skipped your workout this morning, huh? I saw that.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Cats. No, I don't think so, dude. I like where they're at.
Yeah, but
Because they look at you now and you're just like, wait, what? You want to
What
cover
did I
up?
do?
You cover up. You're like, what are you looking at? See, there's always a flip side, dude. You never know.
they say the cats really know when you're high.
Maybe.
Like when you alter your state of consciousness with drugs, cats know.
Well,
Dogs
cats-
don't. Dogs don't give a shit.
Dogs probably be
They're
like,
like-
man, he's really loving today.
Yeah.
Like, you know. I don't know. I think, well, they say cats are half in and half out anyway, right? Like all the
What do you mean?
spiritual, real weird people. Not weird people. That's the wrong word. Spiritual canceled. Spiritual people say that cats have kind of one foot in this world and one foot, so they see shit and stuff like that. And
Think that's true?
that's why it's always cats that are in horror movies and spiritual stuff, and dogs are just like.
What's
there.
your thought on that?
Possibly. I don't count anything out.
I don't
There's
trust
always
a
some
cat.
truth from some. Hell no, I don't trust a cat.
I don't trust them.
I do like watching them fight each other though. Like when you watch two cats beat the shit out of each other, I could watch that all day.
Well, they're very technical.
Dude, I can sit there and watch that all day long. It's interesting to watch two cats go at it. Not hurting them. Not hurting each other, but I mean just playing. The athleticism and acrobat is just ridiculous.
And they can also
man.
fall from a
Oh yeah.
3-story
Yeah,
building
yeah.
and just walk away.
Cats are liquid.
Yeah.
Cats are liquid. Like I just watched them go into stuff and they're weird. But yeah, I don't need to have a conversation, an argument with a cat. I'm good, thanks.
Yeah. No, we don't need that.
No.
I heard a funny story this week. This is not about anything we talked about. This is from left field. I heard a
As
story,
usual.
story
As usual.
about a guy. No, you said liquid and they're going into stuff. I was thinking on stuff putting in yourself. So this was a guy.
Whoa, dude.
This was a guy. This was a guy working in the emergency room in Miami during the Coke era.
Miami, of course. Cocaine.
Yeah.
So the 80s,
Yeah.
of course.
And he said the two things he always got in the emergency room was gunshot wounds and people shoving shit up their ass. So he took all kinds of stuff out of their ass. They put light bulbs out there that broke. They put fucking glasses out there. Just put shit in their ass. They're all during the 80s in Miami. I thought it was interesting. Like as soon as you do coke, apparently you need
wanna
to
put shit in
something
your
in your ass. Because you need a...
I'll leave that one alone. I usually have an answer for stuff. But the odd thing about that is I'm not surprised. I just don't have it. I don't have a...
I'm not surprised
quick,
either.
I don't have a quick reply.
He even
or,
said he pulled like G.I. Joes. Like it's toys, G.I. Joes. Pulled those
was it
out
mostly men or women?
of men.
Yeah, of course.
Mostly men.
We're idiots.
Just putting shit off their asses.
Too funny.
All coked up, gun wound, and shit up their
So
asses.
they had gunshot wounds and something in their ass?
So probably did. There was probably a lot of...
I mean, I could kind of
what?
understand if they were like, he came in, he had like a balloon with coke in it, stuff like that,
Yeah.
or drugs. You're like, okay, I get it. They're trying to smuggle stuff, but the other stuff, maybe they're just, I don't know.
You know that light bulb that's like spirals? That one? Bunch of those.
You mean like the halogen luminescent?
Yeah. he pulled so many light bulbs out of people's asses.
Oh,
Why would you do that? Why would you put something up there that's going to break?
I don't know. I don't have, you lost me on that one, bud.
I just heard that story and found it interesting. Like, all right, you have the option to go to any era. Would you like at least go for 24 hours to Miami in the 80s? Like just to see the scene.
No,
That's not your vibe?
no, that's not, anywhere? Shit.
I would probably tap in like 24 hours in Miami in the
Dude,
80s.
you could probably in the 80s you could probably see a lot in an hour. 24 hours? You're in jail.
Yeah.
In the 80s.
And but
Actually,
have
maybe you're
so
not in
much
jail
fun.
in the 80s. They're probably like, fuck it. Go
Yeah.
ahead. That's
They had
too-
so many banks per capita. Where would you go now?
Well, that's because all the cocaine and everything was coming up through the Caribbean, wasn't it? And
Yeah.
getting clean there and then going up to New York and I think,
Miami.
well, that's what I'm saying, Miami, and then it would go up the East Coast, wouldn't it? And to get to New York and stuff. Anywhere, anytime?
Anywhere, anytime. Anyone. You can be anyone.
Well, I want to be me because that's the experience, right? You don't want to be someone else and go do something else. Right? You want to be you.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. Has to be an era or just a time or what?
No, not time. Just something. Just you can go wherever you want.
Probably like to go scuba diving like 400 years ago through the Caribbean or something because the reefs would be so healthy. I've actually thought about that. That's why I have that answer. Like, that would be cool to me.
That's kind of dope.
You know what I mean? Or like maybe see the pyramids when they were in full swing. Like, that's how they built them. And then come back and be like, you're all fucking wrong.
Yeah, you want to be there for the
Right?
pyramids.
Like,
yeah.
that's how they did
You
it.
wanna see
But
how they
I
did
think definitely would want to be diving like maybe 400 years ago when the reefs are just like,
That'd be dope.
before the coral bleaching and all the bullshit happened.
That'd
and
be
just
dope.
stuff like it would be,
That's a good answer. I accept that answer.
Yeah, I think that would be pretty dope for 24. Yeah, do a day and night dive and then come back. So I get to see both. But I can
Yeah.
take the equipment that I had now with me for the dive,
Sure.
right? Yeah, okay.
Sure,
perfect.
for
Yeah,
the fuck of it.
I'd do a day and a night dive.
Yeah.
24 hours wouldn't be long enough actually for
Yeah,
that.
24 hours.
Yeah.
All right. That's cool.
But then definitely the pyramids.
Yeah.
Just so you could be like, haha.
I would love to go to like ancient Greece. Just to sit down with those boys. See how
I
their
mean, wear a towel
conversations
and
about...
chase boys?
See their
I don't know about you,
conversations
man. You
about
and Diddy,
God.
bud. Oh, we're going to get flagged for saying Diddy.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
P did? Can we say that?
I don't know. Sean Combs, or whatever his name is.
Puff. We can say Puff.
We could probably say whatever we want, bro.
Yeah.
In 20 days at least.
Yeah, but no, definitely, man. Definitely, that would probably be what it is.
Yeah. No, I agree on the Egypt stuff. I would go there. And probably ancient Greece, just to see how fucking deep those guys were. Just to hear their conversation.
What if
'Cause
they
it was
weren't
so
that
smart.
deep? What if they weren't? What if it was all just a lot of smoke and mirrors and books, but when you got there, you're like, these guys are doing nothing but wearing towels, having orgies, overeating, just indulging gluttony bullshit.
True. It was probably a lot of that as well. Drinking
Right.
wine.
Because you know how they alter certain things And you're like, wait, what? And then when you get to the bottom of it, you'll be almost disappointed.
Yeah,
So maybe there's certain illusions you might want to leave.
true.
The buildings would be cool, though,
They said they had like,
right? Think like the architecture and buildings would be really cool to see them in full swing.
in Greece.
Yeah, like
Oh,
they're
yeah.
actually were painted too now. Did you hear about that?
No.
Like, you know how when you see these old, they show you the buildings, they're like crumbled and they're all this white marble and stuff. Like, it turns like they were actually, a lot of them were painted and there was gold on them that like they really popped. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah. And a lot of them were supposedly stripped. Like the top, the half plate. If you have stone and then you put the design over it, like that was taken off, and because now you just
Really?
have all this white stuff. So they, for the longest time, they thought, oh, it was all this white stone and everything. And
Yeah,
it supposedly wasn't.
that's crazy.
That is crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen videos when they tell AI to like do a video of how it looked when Egypt was in full swing. Like
Right.
how AI thought it looked, and it's insane how it looked back then. What AI knows, they pull all this information from history and stuff, and then they build like ancient Egypt. It's crazy how it looks.
Okay, now this, not putting Egypt on the board because we'll talk about it all day. But what are your thoughts about how architecture has almost become looking more basic compared to what it used to be? Like if you were in Rome and Greece, like Athens
Yeah, it's boring.
at the height of its full swing, everything going well,
Well,
and
it
then you look
wasn't
at the
art
buildings
back
and
then,
stuff.
wasn't it?
What's that?
It was an art back then more than it is now.
Well, it
They
makes you
took their
wonder,
time.
right?
Took their time.
It's like we're kind of basic now, and they were a little bit extra.
yeah.
Makes you wonder, though. Should
Yeah,
be
if
the
you
other way
go to
around.
like an old town in like Sweden or something, like a really old town,
That's true. I've done that.
that's so beautiful.
Yeah.
And then you
There's
like,
a little
go to
more-
the parts where it's
Yeah.
new. It's just boring.
Or they
to
must
play.
have just had like all the good drugs.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like in the wine, when they did like DNA swabs in the wine cups they were drinking of, they found like the wine was actually mixed with mushrooms and shit. So they were tripping when they were drinking
So
their
they were
wine.
tripping, and that's when they
Oh,
started
yeah.
saying, "Okay, we're gonna build this."
Oh yeah, everyone in the history has taken drugs. That's just a fact.
So,
Just
oh
a
man,
fact.
that's too funny, Tom.
Dude, they smoked the burning bush in the Bible, dude. It's right there. That's rich in DNA. Or in DMT. I mean, not DNA. The burning bush. And the bush where he was saw the burning bush, that
was
certain
tripping.
bush is rich in DMT. So,
Where's the bush now?
I don't know.
How do you know it was rich in DMT?
That's what they're saying.
But how do they know?
They probably did research.
I
Something
need,
we
I need,
never
I
done.
need more answers to that.
Something we never done.
Never do.
Never do. Never will do. Yeah, so they've been tripping forever.
But I've always wondered that, though. I'm like, wow, it just feels like there's not that. I mean, you see beautiful homes and buildings, but like downtown cities in the States, the buildings are kind of shit. Czech Republic, the buildings are kind of cool. Stuff
Yeah,
like
but
that.
that's 'cause they're
Prague.
old.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That something gets lost there, right?
Yeah.
It's
Every beautiful building is usually old.
Mm.
It's not often you see a new building that's like, oh, that's so beautiful,
Yeah.
and it's new. Maybe
it's
the
very
line.
straight.
Maybe the line.
Very straight. That's weird to me. I don't know why.
A city that looks like the wall in Game of Thrones.
But the first thing it's like, why do they keep me
Yeah.
keep it up? But the first thing I thought when we watched that video about going back to that line thing was, what about animals migrating? Because I don't exactly know where they're
Dude,
putting
it's the
it.
middle of the desert.
Yeah, but there's still shit migrating through,
I
man.
don't think so.
You're that guy.
I think
There's
they-
something going on.
I think they're good. Yeah, because when they build roads I've seen that in Sweden. If they build roads in the middle of the woods, they make like a little path.
Exactly
that
for the animals,
could-
yeah.
I don't
But that's
know.
the thing,
I don't
right?
think they give a shit.
If you cut, okay. Now, I'm just going to be a little extreme here, but what if they build the wall? Let's say it's successful and it stays forever. They just keep building on it, right? Something that big, unless it doesn't finish, if it gets completely built, they're just going to keep running it, right? I don't think it's nothing's forever. But what if when they build that wall,
The line.
they separate line? You got me saying wall from Game of Thrones, like a line. What
Yeah, they
if
missed.
separating a certain breed of animal, but then maybe they start going in a evolution in a different way, because they can't. You know what I mean? So you have
Yeah.
one breed originally, but it splits into two different.
This is true, and this might very well
Right.
happen. Yeah.
Because you read all the time about how things got separated by water, and these grew a certain way, and these. Granted, the temperature, the environment is still the same because
Yeah.
it's not that drastic, but you never know.
Maybe
Some could be stronger. Maybe there's things over there they're eating that they're not eating on the other
it
side.
could be faster. Yeah,
Yeah.
that could easily happen.
But see, I don't know exactly where the line. I don't know how long it is, and actually what it's cutting off. It's just weird. Why would you put it in the middle of nowhere?
Yeah, in the
And
middle.
you're like, I want to live there. Don't even know what's going on yet. You're just like, yeah, I want in. It's like,
Yeah,
dude,
I'm in.
I need information, man. I need brochures.
I don't need anything. I just saw that line. I was like, I'm Kid beat Jon Snow at the top of the
Are
wall.
you kidding me? That looks horrible, dude.
I just don't know why they didn't call it the wall. Because that would be
Something's
they
the
missed
line
right
is
there.
kind of. I think the line sound well, the wall probably because the whole Trump thing, right? Isn't he building a wall? Was building a wall. I think
keeping out the White Walkers.
the line, like hold the line, is what I think when I hear the line. It seems kind of like
Have you seen it from the outside? It's just
glass, isn't it?
glass, so you don't see it.
Yeah, it's like mirror or something.
It's like mirrors, so you don't really see it until you're in it. And in it, it's like this whole city,
Yeah.
or bunch of cities, basically, in
Yeah.
a straight line. And there's underground transportation where you can go. There's drones going with delivery. You got everything in there that you need. But
How wide is it? I don't mean the actual length. I mean if you're inside, from one side to the other, how long is it?
I don't know. It's a good
'Cause
question.
it's got to be massive.
Massive. I know
weird.
I
It's
know the
weird.
numbers. He threw the numbers on that documentary we watched. He threw the numbers on how long it's, and it's crazy long. Like it's crazy long. So
Mm.
it'd probably take 2 hours to go on the underground train from one
Oh,
side
it must
to
be
the
longer than that.
oh maybe
Has
even
to be.
longer.
I don't know, dude. I'm not sold on it. I think
But that's
it's-
only one of the things they're
yeah.
building.
The other
They're
ones
building,
look cooler. I thought.
they're building like a ski resort. They're building an island. The island is very almost built.
Yeah.
They're building like a harbor city. Like everything looks like something out of
And that's because they're exporting oil,
Star Wars.
right?
Yes.
Because the world buys all their oil from them to a certain degree, and that's their biggest export. And I think their fear is, in a certain year, they're fearing that they're not going to be the oil won't be going. They're going to stop using oil, and that's their only means of kind of survival. So they're trying to build all these resorts and cool shit, so people come there and they get income coming into the country.
From tourism.
Yeah, that's their fear, right? Because the oil is what's keeping them so on top of everything.
Yeah, now when Donald Trump goes in, he want to start dig for oil in America, so
Yeah.
they might lose a
Yeah,
big,
that's the whole. That's the catalyst for the whole thing.
yeah.
That's why they're doing all these crazy things with the resort and the skiing. I remember they were saying that. So
That's smart.
yeah,
You're looking ahead. I think it's Saudi Arabia. I can't be wrong.
yeah, it's weird,
It is weird.
but it's cool.
You have any goals for 2025? Like any New Year's resolution? Because this is dropping on New Year's Eve, you know. Any New Year's resolutions?
I haven't thought of it. I really haven't.
I only got
6.
2.
What are they? Let me know.
The first one is be more.
Are we allowed to tell? Are they secrets?
Yeah, no.
You
I'm
sure?
gonna be more present. I'm gonna try to be more present because I'm the worst at that.
Really?
Yeah. No, I'm always thinking of something that's gonna happen or something that happened. I can never be like here, right now. Even like, this is gonna sound cocky, but I think I'm disciplined to a fault. Like I take my training and everything so serious. Like I get uncomfortable when I can't do my shit exactly how I want to do it for my fitness, and that's not healthy.
No, because the growth is when things don't work out and you have to
Yeah,
figure them out.
yeah, and that's just my training is getting in the way of so much shit, and I know I need to tone it down. And I also have been doing it for so long that I know like with food, for example, if I don't eat at one time, it's still the total for the day that usually matters. It's not going to kill you if you miss a meal, but it's still in my head. I think about it, and that's not me being present.
That's
It's
not. You're right. That's
taking
not
me out of
healthy.
me, or even like going out or something, and like I always think about. I'm gonna run tomorrow. How can I need to stop drinking right now because I have a run tomorrow. I even like there was a moment a couple of years ago that I cleared my schedule. I made sure I had my training done on a Saturday. I made sure I have nothing on Sunday, and I was with my friends. We were drinking, and I was there and having fun. But instead of having fun, like 2-3 beers in, I was like started to think like, yeah, but if I'm hungover tomorrow, probably the Monday work I won't be that good, and I like starting to cut off drinking. So
Right.
I think I'm too much in my head like that. I can't really appreciate the moments that are right in front of me. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's one thing I
Rigid.
need to work on. Yeah,
Sorry. That's the word. Like
Yeah.
you're just like, no. This.
yeah, and that's not healthy.
Yeah.
That's just like training is probably the healthiest thing you can do, but it comes to that, it takes away from your mental, which is not good.
No, it's just balance,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So that's one thing I need to work on. I read his book, The Power Now, which is all he talks about, like be in the moment, feel your presence, don't think about the past, don't think about the future. Because if you think about it, whenever are you really right there? When don't you think about something you need to
When
do
you're not
or something
trying
you
to.
had to?
When you're not trying to,
Yeah, exactly.
and then you catch yourself, and then you're like, oh no,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
and then you're in
And
it.
when that lasts for like a minute.
Yeah. Well, maybe longer until you catch yourself, right?
Yeah,
And usually when you're in the moment, you're kind of spacing a little bit, I think.
yeah. It's a good feeling.
So
Then you get out. Like when you sometimes you like get stuck on something and you stare at it, and it feels like you're going like this, and then you're like not thinking about anything. You're just blank. But it happens for like 30 seconds, and then you're back into the race. But you had a good point when we were talking about this. Actually, you said
What's
like
that?
because I was talking about people in the past that were so present and stuff. You said like, yeah, but think about how much information we have now. Like think about all the impressions we have all the time from like phones,
Oh,
from
yeah, I remember.
TV,
Yep.
from
Yep.
like what's going on in the world. We constantly know what the world is doing. So our minds is being bombarded.
Yeah, it's
So I think like because I was reading this book and they were talking a lot about monks living like in some temple up in the mountains.
yeah.
And it's like their day is the same every day. So it's not that hard to think away what
Well,
I did
it's-
yesterday.
yeah,
Because it
that's-
was the same that I'm going to do tomorrow.
Yeah.
So they can kind of like zone into that.
Well, that's the thing with all the that's what I was trying to. Yeah, I know. I remember what we were talking about now. It's like all the distractions. I was saying, if you think about it, it's almost like you're a clean slate when you're a kid, and then you got to watch what your kids take in. But it's on a bigger level where you're just getting bombarded with everything, and your bandwidth kind of gets full. And then, but if you're kind of just more not having these things interject into your life, you're like, I'm just gonna be a farmer. Back in the day, they didn't have all the social medias, all the Instagram, all the stress of anything to certain points. They had issues and stuff, but I think they were clearer in the mind for healthier things to think about and healthier things to accomplish, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter what generation. I'm quite sure there was issues either way, but you understand what I mean.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think it's the hardest time right now to do it, especially if you want to live in society. Like you can run away and live in the mountains,
Right.
but then you got the issue of connection with people.
Well, family, right?
It's like
Yeah.
that movie Into the Wild, when he wrote in his diary like this is cool now because he wanted to connect with nature. This is cool and all, but it really doesn't matter if you can't share the experience with someone.
I wasn't impressed with him.
Why?
I think he did it all wrong.
Really? Why? You got points? You got a couple of notes
No,
for
because
him?
there's a real community there that thinks he's like, and trust me, you know me.
Yeah, but you gotta explain. to me.
I gotta put it together. I can't just start blurting stuff out because I may get in trouble for that, and then I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, well, so I don't know. Yeah,
No, but
it was a little uneducated the way he went about things on his end. I think.
Yeah.
because he probably would have still been alive.
true.
That's what I'm thinking about.
But in the journal they found, like the real journal he wrote, he said like, this is all.
I screwed
This
up.
is nice.
I screwed up.
Like I clear my head, but it really doesn't mean anything if you don't have connection and share with someone.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm getting at, right?
Yeah.
It was like, it was more of a, I kind of saw someone that was, I kind of feel like I saw someone that was having the right intention to a certain point, but then it was more of a making a statement, trying to be that person and not really doing the research and not really kind of thinking things through and then ending up in that situation.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Does that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's as nice as I'm going to put it. I'll leave it at that.
No. So
Next question.
No,
panel.
so that now, but that's all I mean. Like, you can go into the woods by yourself, then you probably won't have all the noise in your head. But then again, you miss out on. If you want to live in the real world and still be present,
Yeah,
it's
but
probably the hardest time ever.
Yeah, but are you, when you say miss out, now, are you, when you're feeling like you're missing out, are you saying about the missing out on the real things or missing out on the things that you become accustomed to? Like, you walk to the grocery store, everything's right there, or you pick up your phone and there's Instagram, or do you mean missing out on your family or a close friend? Because those are the things that last, right? Everything else that you're kind of taking in, especially media-wise, which we all addicted to, it's so fast. It's just like gone. Like, is that what you're missing out on? Because some people take that as missing out, or Starbucks,
Well,
you know?
well, I think when we take in, we think we forget about it. We take, like, we go through, like, scrolling or whatever. We still take it in on some level. We store it somewhere. You know what I mean? So that's why we're so clouded.
Yeah. Because I remember when we went to Florida to visit family, I remember I was like, I'm not going to be connected, nothing, just going to be me and my kid, going to hang out for the 3 weeks. I'm not going to be on social media. I'm not going to be doing whatever, blah, blah, blah. The only thing I realized I missed was like Google Maps when you're out. You're like, shit, man. Like, cause I remember we used to print stuff up and then make a left on this. And it was like the Google Maps. So I kind of had to feel it out a little bit. Like I knew the area, so I could kind of wing it for X amount of weeks. But there was certain times I'm like, Google Maps, man. That's what I ended up. I didn't miss the other stuff after 2 days. I didn't really care about Instagram, all the other crap, connecting with whoever, because they knew the game was just me and the kids enjoying it. No TV, no nothing. We were just dialed into each other. Google Maps.
Yeah.
And if you laugh at me, fucking try it, because it's really hard. if you're running around to do stuff and you need to buy this and buy there, and you're somewhere where you're not. It's different if we live where we lived for X amount of time. You just know where everything is. But I mean, when you go somewhere else,
Yes.
Google Maps is probably the biggest game changer I learned in the past 20 years.
That's the big invention.
That's a keeper. The rest you could probably get rid of.
I also remember when you had to print it out and you had all the
Yeah,
papers.
you had to print it out, and it had an arrow going left and right,
Yeah.
and you used to read it to your friend driving, and you turn the radio down because you could see better.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, yeah, that's probably, and people probably don't think that.
No.
I guarantee that'd be the last thing they think they're going to miss.
Yeah.
You know?
No, that's it. But to disconnect, like you said, when you're off your phone and stuff, I heard a study about happiness, but it was about happiness, but this is not really about happiness. But they did a study on kids studying for math, and only having the phone in the room, present in the room, made their results go down. They did, like, some kids they didn't watch the phone or anything.
But
It was just there.
It was in their mind.
Yeah. The other kids didn't have the phone in the room and just studied, got better results.
Yes.
So even having the phone on the table when you're having a conversation with someone, you're not 100% present. Like, the phone needs to be out of there for you to be 100% present. They even, like, did a study in a waiting room where the people that in one waiting room they didn't have phones, and in the other they had phones. In the room where they didn't have phones, they smiled to each other, like, went out like 70% or something, like smiling to the next person.
Well, your head's not down, right?
Yeah. So you're smiling at people.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. So the noise is very thick. But I don't think that's what I mean when I'm saying I'm going to be present, because I'm not. I think I just mean in my head for not thinking.
Oh, no, I don't think you meant like
the past
socially
and the
or on your
future.
phone. I think you meant just in your head. Yeah, I understood that.
But my
I
second
haven't thought
thing,
about it. Oh, that's right, there's two.
the second thing, and it's funny you say about Google Maps, because I've been thinking about this. I'm going to go flip phone next year.
You said that.
Yeah, I'm gonna try out the flip phone route. So I'm gonna keep my phone, my iPhone for a while, but just have it at home. And when I go outside, I have my flip phone, because you kind of need an iPhone for banking, Swish, all the other stuff
See,
we do for this.
That's
like
where
posting.
that's where it gets tricky, right? Banking.
Yeah. Emails.
Do you need emails though?
No, emails you can do on your computer.
But I mean,
right.
yeah, that's. You could do banking on your computer.
I can't do Swish on the computer.
Yeah, but that's kind of a.
I can't do like post for the podcast when I post stories on Instagram. I can't do that on the computer.
Yeah.
So I need a phone for certain things.
See how they get you?
But I'm really gonna do the flip phone, and I found a flip phone that has WhatsApp on it. That's the only app it has.
How did you find that?
I researched.
But I mean, what company is the phone?
I don't know. I have it saved. I can put it up.
And does it take a SIM card?
Yes, a micro SIM, the same as in on the iPhone. So I just swip my card out and put it in that bad boy, and it's ready to go. And it's the only app it has is WhatsApp. And
Yeah.
they have like time and calendar and like
Yeah.
the old stuff that a flip phone had.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know, dude. With my resolution, I mean, maybe.
That's my two.
Yeah. Maybe get more unattached with a bunch of things.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? Like just that. You want to come see me? It's gonna be a hike. You know what I'm saying?
But it's interesting that you're pulling away from technology in the time when technology is probably is the best that it ever has been, and it's trying to pull you in.
Well, I think for me, I don't know. I'm quite sure other people might feel the same way, but it's a great tool, right? But then just the way it gets into your life, it's like shit, you know. And that's but
when you think about it, it's like now I'm gonna be better. I'm not gonna watch my phone, and then you catch yourself
when you're traveling too, right? And there's those dead zones. Like let's say you're got your phone, you go to the airport. Layover, another airport, there's a moment there you got to hop online or you got to check something on your phone and you can't get Wi-Fi. You're stuck. You've had to have that happen to you, right? You're just like, my God, everything is in my phone.
Yeah.
Maybe that's something I need to work on next year.
But yeah, that's why I'm gonna.
Not being so reachable.
Yeah.
That's probably going to be my. Now I think about it. Except for a small select few.
I like that.
That I can count on my hand.
I heard Andrew Huberman. He said, like, I got a second phone, and I don't know what phone he got. Probably a new iPhone, but he got a second phone with a new number with only his like inner circle. He kept his old phone and only had Instagram and X on it because he also needs to post for his like.
Oh, so basically
for his podcast and stuff.
See, that's a possibility. That's something I might do then.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a flip phone. Maybe I'll get a phone and just do it just for that, and then the other stuff will be for banking, and I use that once a week or whatever.
You can have banking on your phone. You're not going to get addicted to looking at the numbers.
But that's when the apps start adding up on the phone, right? It's like, oh, I need WhatsApp. Or,
exactly.
Well, you know what? Maybe I do need, Tinder. I don't know what's going to happen.
WhatsApp, I love.
It's got to be.
I love
WhatsApp.
WhatsApp.
Is great.
That's why I look for a flip phone with WhatsApp.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? That's where you got to draw the line, though, because you want a phone that doesn't have all.
That's why I get a flip phone, because you can't get more. It's impossible. They have flip phones which has like TikTok and Instagram. They have flip phones like that, but I'm not going that route. I gotta get the flip phone that doesn't have anything.
Maybe I just hit and then don't use any of that anymore.
How funny! It's gonna be interesting when I get it. How long the battery will last? Probably last for a week.
Well, you don't have all those open apps, right?
Exactly, nothing.
All right.
It's a brick of a phone.
And then if you have an attitude with someone, you could flip it down.
Exactly.
You know what?
Exactly. I missed that. Missed that so much.
Because we used to have we used to have the house phone.
This is what we did. All right, see you later.
Yeah, but the house phone, you could, if you slammed the phone down, people knew you were like, F you.
Yeah.
Here, you're like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like,
sounds so
it's just
bitch.
not the same.
No.
It's not the same. But yeah, you could, and back in the day, you could slam the phone down.
I love
roll out.
Slamming a phone.
Yeah.
Something to be said about
That's a lost art.
Yeah.
What'd you say, bitch? Boom. Lost art.
No, other than that, I just hope everything just goes well in 2025.
Well, definitely, that's a given. I can't think that, but I don't have a resolution.
I'm reading a book now called, what is it called? It's about the external risk of human nature, like how we can destroy ourselves and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about Toby Orr is the writer. I don't know the name of the book, but he's writing about all this stuff like nuclear, AI, bioweapons, all this stuff that can, like, basically end humanity. And there's a story in that book. I wrote down some names. There's a story in that book, like new information has surfaced about the Cuban crisis. How close it was, like how
Yes,
close it was.
I actually heard that.
So I'm going to read you a story of it. This was Saturday, October 27th in 1962. So in the middle of the Cuban crisis. The Americans had found that they're building the missiles on Cuba. So they were at DEFCON 2, like high alert. So they were barricading the island, like the water around the island, and they were ready, like, get ready with the missiles, like this could be go time.
Right.
So in that time, the Russian had placed 4 submarines with nuclear torpedoes on it, equipped with nuclear torpedoes that's as powerful as the Hiroshima bomb.
Mm-hmm.
So one of those submarines was B-59. That was one of 4 submarines. So that submarine gets... The Americans find that submarine because it's hiding deep in the water. So they found that submarine. And they drop, like, low-depth bombs to, like, warn them, like, surface now, we found you. And on that submarine, which was built for the Arctic, the ventilation had broke because it couldn't handle, like, the tropical water. So down there, the conditions were terrible. It was like 45 degrees down there, even like 60 degrees in the machine room. And even like the air in there, like the carbon dioxide, has started to make people faint and stuff. So when they dropped those bombs, and they didn't have radio contact either. So when they dropped those bombs, people in the submarine like thought, oh shit, we're at war now. They thought down there that they were at war. So the captain, his name was Valentin Savitsky.
Great name.
He ordered
Zabisky.
He ordered his crew, like, all right, prepare the torpedo with the nuclear. Like, think about it. It's a torpedo that can do the damage, like in Hiroshima.
Right.
So he got his crew to prepare the torpedo, and for this torpedo to fire, he needed approval from the political officer in Moscow. So he got it. The political officer in Moscow didn't think about what other people said in Moscow. They were against it, but he was like, no, do it. And if this were to happen in any of the other 3 submarines, they would have fired. But on this submarine, of pure luck, there was another the commander of the entire flotilla was on that submarine that was getting exposed. And his name was Vasily Arkhipov. Vasily Arkhipov. And he refused to give that order to fire. So imagine, this was all about pure luck. Because if it wasn't one of the other 3, they would have fired already. And if they would have fired, that would start a full-out nuclear war. And he talked that captain out of firing the missile, and they surfaced, and they waited for order from Moscow. That's how close it was.
This is a book?
This is like a paper that came out after because all these papers are surfacing now after the Cuba crisis.
The problem is that's wrong.
Why?
Because the X-Men stopped the Cuban crisis because I saw it in the movie.
Dude, when I read
First Class, X-Men First Class.
Yeah.
I saw the movie. They showed you they're the ones that helps, but they had to keep it under wraps because watch it's in a movie, dude. Why are you laughing at me? So I'm sorry, but
I hear you.
You got bad intel.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's documented. It's a movie about it.
Yeah.
The X-Men stop.
All right,
Cuban
maybe
crisis,
they
so-
did.
It's awkward, I know, but it's
All right, that was awkward. I just spent time.
yeah. And
telling that
I was
story.
like, oh, I feel so bad. He doesn't realize. It's
Yeah,
like,
you were holding it in.
I was holding
don't
it
wanna
in.
cut-
I was like, I don't want
wanna-
to cut him off. He's cooking. I was like, let the man cook. So
No, when
Yeah.
I read that story, I was like, that's how close it was. Like, imagine, by pure luck, they had another one on there. Like the commander of the whole flotilla. Like, if it was in one of the other three,
It would've been
full out
over with.
nuclear war. Cuba wouldn't be here. That would be gone.
would you miss it?
Cuba
Really?
is close to here. This would probably not be.
Bahamas would
you
be
could probably
fine.
not
We
live
put
here.
put some rum on it. Jack Sparrow would still cruise through. We'd be all right.
So yeah,
That's
I
wild.
just hope nothing like that happens. I hope we don't blow each other up. I don't hope they make like a weapon, like drop some disease or something on the people, or shit's going on.
You're depressing. Stop, man. Stop it, man.
No. I'm looking forward
me
to
to cook you another
2025.
turkey?
I opened with I'm looking forward to 2025 for the invasions.
For the invasions.
Yeah, no, for the innovations, not the invasion. Not the invasion.
Freudian slip. I'm looking forward to shit going bad. You and your
I'm look-
AI dog just bitching at each other
Yeah.
about the situation.
No, the cat.
That's too
Told you. Told you, bitch.
too funny.
Yeah. So
All
that's-
right, but yeah, I got to think about that, man. You put me on the spot, and I didn't have one. I'm just,
No, you don't need to have one.
yeah. Sorry.
We can end on this. Do you ever had like a New Year's resolution that stuck? Like one you really changed your life?
No, I never really had made one that I couldn't stick to. It was never like a life changing.
Never.
No, I never made a life changing resolution.
I did once.
Did you stick to it?
Yeah, training.
Oh,
That was a
right.
New Year's
I knew
resolution.
that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That I knew, dude.
I only
knew that.
decided
I
once.
actually knew that. Sorry, people. Yeah, yeah. No, I've never made that kind of. I'm gonna,
Yeah.
I've never.
No, I remember it so clear. I was in Paris for New Year's. I was sitting at Hard Rock Cafe eating a burger and looking down at my stomach. I was like, shit, I need to start working out. That's going to be my New Year's resolution. Never stopped. Never stopped since. So that was life-changing.
No, yeah, no, nothing that was ever, nothing I couldn't stick with, but nothing that was life changing.
Interesting.
So, yeah. I feel so boring. I apologize.
You're good.
I'm not going to make something up. If I don't, I don't, right?
No, you're not that guy.
No. But yeah, we can leave it on that.
Yeah. All right. Happy New Year, people. And we'll see you in 2025.
Yeah. Ciao.
Ciao.